What's going on, guys? Johnny Alonso for Click on This. I am here in Edgewood, Maryland at an awesome club, Historic Club 66. Tonight I'm going to be interviewing a band that is a Baltimore staple in the music industry. You might know them for Surf City, Talk Talk, Hot Razors in My Heart. Yes, the one and only Crack the Sky. Follow me.
Hot razors in my heart. 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 Hot razors in my heart.
And I'm with the man, the myth, the phenomenon, the architect of Crack the Sky, John Palumbo. What's going on, dude? Hey, how are you? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
How you been?
I've been good. How about you?
Good, not bad.
Good.
Yeah, no, always tired though. I'm always tired.
So am I. I think that's age.
Is it age? No,
think
we're
so.
vampires. Nobody has to know our age.
Right. There you go.
So I'm just going to start off with a couple questions, easy questions, that some of our followers and some of your fans have asked me to ask you.
Okay.
So the first question, really simple. Crack the Sky, the name. What does it signify, and who came up with the name?
Well, it doesn't really signify much. Ricky and I were on our way to New York. And we were living around the Pittsburgh area.
Sure.
And every time we went, there would be a storm in the Poconos. Every time. And one was really hit close to the truck, and somebody said, "Allowed to swear on it? Can you swear on here?"
Yeah, of course you can swear on here.
And somebody said, "Crack the fucking sky." And I think it was Ricky.
Yeah.
And then we said, "Whoa, that could be a good name," and then it stuck. That was it. That's how it happened.
I love it. Well, there's your answer.
Yeah. It's not that dynamic.
It's not that
of an
dynamic.
answer.
I was hoping for more, but that's okay. So, look, man, the band, you've been part of the progressive rock scene since inception, since the start. Another question was, can you tell us a few of your influences, and what is the what is your style of writing? How do you put things together?
Well, it's two questions. Which one do you want to answer?
We'll start first with the question of your influences.
Yes, and Genesis, and certainly the Beatles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's about King Crimson.
King Crimson.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's about it.
The big.
We never considered ourselves a prog band.
No.
Didn't even know what prog was, until really recently.
Really?
Well, we played a prog fest, and at that point, people kept saying, "Oh, you guys are prog. You guys are prog."
Wow.
We just thought we were a rock and roll band. Yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's a good answer. And then your style of writing. I mean, how do you put things together? You work on your own or collaborate?
Yeah, no, I write the songs, and what I do is send a complete demo to guys in the band.
Sure.
And everybody just about has their own studio because we're spread out.
Sure.
And I send it, and then they put their magic touches to it, and so it's a band effort at that point.
Very, very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
And I'm just going to let our viewers know that I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from the past to present because I have so much to cover in a little bit of time. I'm also ADD, so this is my way of getting stuff together. So Baltimore, let's talk about Baltimore, man.
Sure.
Baltimore called Crack the Sky one of their own.
Yeah.
And for as long as I can remember, I always thought you guys were a Baltimore band, but you're not
No, we're
based in Baltimore.
No,
See?
no.
And my producer, Elena, had no idea either. She's like, "What do you mean they're not from Baltimore?"
Nope.
Tell us again where you're from originally. The band was...
I'm from West Virginia. Ricky and I are from West Virginia. Yeah.
And so you guys were pretty much a West Virginia local band, right?
We started there,
Yeah.
but no, we never really. We played one place there. The Octopus's Garden, and that was like when we first started. It was the only place we could play because we were so bizarre.
Sure.
And but no, we didn't really play in West Virginia.
No.
We went to New York as soon as we could.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read some of that stuff. Yeah, you did that, and
Yeah.
So Baltimore. I mean, the music scene was such a great scene back in the day.
Yeah.
And like I said, it took you in as your own.
That's how we broke. I mean, the stations here were really, you want to talk about progressive. I mean, they were playing anything that they wanted.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
No.
It hasn't been like that in a while. And so they basically broke broke the band because they were like 4 cuts deep on the first album.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were on it.
That's heavy.
And we went to play this little place called Four Corners.
Okay.
And that was our first gig in Baltimore. And we were supposed to be there for a night.
Yeah.
And ended up being like 4 or 5 nights we stayed there and did it.
Really?
Yeah, and that kind of like, I think kind of established the fan base. But they're phenomenal. Our fan base is like killer.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it's really from all over. People travel. I mean, we played Colorado last year, and there were people from Baltimore that came.
Wow.
People from the Netherlands came.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it was very cool.
That's
Very
something
cool.
else.
Yeah.
Look, and we'll talk about your latest releases, Living in Reverse and Crackology in a second.
Crackology, sure.
But we got some email from Click on This, for some of your fans, and there were a couple more questions that I need to ask you. One comes from Jennifer Hallbrook, and she says, oh, by the way, Ray Perry. If you guys don't know who Ray Perry is a local videographer, director, and photographer. He says hello. Ray,
Okay.
yeah. Ray.
Say hello to Ray.
I will. He shot their photos for the latest clip in Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man.
That Ray.
That
I
Ray.
got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So, getting back to this, so Jennifer says, Crack the Sky. They were the kings of the big arenas like Painter's Mill, Hammerjacks, etc. Do you have any thoughts, John Palumbo, about the Hammerjacks that they're going to be building hopefully by this summer? And don't say you don't have any thoughts.
Sure. I mean, Hammerjacks was great in the day.
Yeah.
It depends on what they make out of it. You know, I mean, if it's a dance club, no. I'm not keen on it at all. From what I read on Facebook and in the internet, there's like they've been trying to build this for a while.
Like, they have.
Yeah.
They have.
I don't. When's it supposed to open?
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
They said probably this summer. That's the last I heard. That was the last update.
Well, it was a great place. I hope they continue to, to keep it that way.
We
It'd be
hope
great.
so.
Yeah.
One more question from the group. This one comes from Irv Becker. One more memory lane question. He says,
I know Becker.
You know him, right?
I'm not sure if I know Irv Becker,
Yeah.
but Bud Becker I know.
Bud Becker?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask her if he
Well,
knows
that's
Bud.
him. It's a Hammerjacks connection.
Well, that's another one.
Yeah.
He said, Crack the Sky. During Wild Times, he used to see you guys play at the Seagull Inn. And he called the Seagull Inn the CBGB's of Baltimore.
I guess it was. I mean, because it was kind of like down and dirty.
Yeah, it was one of those kind of like seedy kind of joints. But he wanted it. He asked
A lot
me.
of fun though.
Oh no, He
Wasn't
said
it down by the water?
It was
or
down by the water.
Yeah,
But
I remember that.
he asked. He said, "What was some of the craziest, or what was the craziest thing that happened to you on tour?" If you can.
I
tell
had
that.
a baby handed to me.
Really?
Yes, we were leaving. It was in Painter's Mill, actually.
Get out.
And going up, you know how, I don't know if you remember Painter's Mill, but it was all spread out, and you would have to climb steps everywhere around.
I've seen videos. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Good.
and so we were leaving the stage, and some woman handed me her baby, and we're walking out, So yeah, I had this baby, and they found the mother, and she came
Thank
looking for
God.
her baby. That was the strangest thing.
That's
for me. That's
a little bizarre.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the show tonight at Club 66. This place is fantastic. Well, let's talk about that now before we talk about Living in Reverse. Club 66, you played here many times.
Yeah. 20 or 30 years now.
Yeah.
We've
on
been
and
here.
on. It's amazing.
It's scary.
This place is
Think
great.
about it. Oh, this place is terrific. And Dave Brody, the owner, has just been terrific to us. Anytime we needed a space to rehearse, come on in, and we would all gather in here and work up different things, work up the show.
Sure.
And he's just been great, and the people here are like, what a community. I mean, they welcome us with open arms every time we do.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So tonight's show, what do the fans expect to hear? I mean, what are you guys playing?
Well, you mentioned Crackology, and what Crackology is kind of like an anthology.
Okay.
And hence the name Crackology.
Right.
And so we'll be doing most of the stuff from that.
Sure.
and which is the older stuff, is what people know and they want to hear.
Right, of course. Classic, you know.
And then we're going to do some stuff from Living in Reverse.
Good.
We're doing Talk and Red Rosary and a couple others.
Perfect.
And we play for 2.5 hours, so there's a lot.
Well, we're excited for this 2.5 hours. So that pushes me into a great segue, Living in Reverse. 2018 release, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned two of my favorite songs on the album, Talk and Red Rose.
Red Rose. Yeah.
Great songs. I said that Talk always reminded me of a song by, if the artist Beck decided to write a progressive rock tune with heavy influence of Crack the Sky, that would be it.
That's a compliment. Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely. That's a big compliment to you. So let's talk a little bit about your album. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's just another in a long series of albums.
Yeah.
I mean, I write almost every day.
Yeah.
And so we just pull from the songs, like the new record that's coming out. I think I wrote 16 or 18 songs.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then we'll go in and pull the ones we think are the best, and then I'll throw out some, and we'll go from there. You know? Yeah.
Sure.
But Living in Reverse is just another album. I mean, I can't really say anything special about it except it's new and fresh.
Sure.
It has no meaning except they're good songs together. You can't write concept albums anymore. Nobody listens to them.
It's not like it old.
Nobody listens. I mean, you get 2 songs listened to, you're in good shape.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Different world, my friend.
It is, brother.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there watching, where can we find your albums online?
Oh, everywhere. Spotify, Amazon, YouTube.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to the website, crackthesky.com, you can find everything. Yeah.
Perfect.
You can find the old stuff there, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're also on Facebook, right? Crack the Sky?
And Facebook,
Yeah, that's good stuff. Now I'm upstairs here at Club 66, and I'm with the owner, Dave. How are you, brother?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's my pleasure, man. Thank you so much for having Click on this at your awesome club, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we just finished up doing my interview with John Palumbo from Crack the Sky, and I wanted to get some information on Club 66. I mean, this place has got some real cool facets. I mean, you guys have been around for about 30-some years, right?
35.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your club, man.
So I'm a mechanic, automobile mechanic by trade.
Right.
In my late 20s, I was looking for a garage to open up to start fixing cars on my own. We stumbled upon this place. When we bought the business, we didn't realize that the garage was connected to this building and that it would be part of the lease deal when we bought the business. So, I wasn't too concerned about even what was going on here at the time. It was a hardware store, but it had run its course.
Oh, okay.
And there was really nothing left of it but a pile of garbage in here. And so we would spend our spare evenings cleaning this room out. And as we slowly cleaned it out, we discovered its history.
Oh.
And its history is that in 1929, it was built as an American Legion dance hall.
Wow.
And we didn't have any idea what to do with the building. We just knew we had to clean it out. We thought we might open up a mini market. We thought we might open up an auto parts store to go with the repair shop.
Sure.
And when we got the room all cleaned out, a gentleman that lived behind us walked around and told us of the building's history. And at the end of those 3 or 4 months that it took us to clean this out, we had a little party to thank the people that helped us. And one of the guys brought a band, and we had a band, and we liked the idea, and it stuck.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Truly is.
Now, we've seen, and we're going to be cutting some B-roll into this, the beauty of this club. Tell us the story about how you found the rafters and your the fireplace.
Sure, that's a good question. So when the American Legion moved out, they occupied the building about 20 or 22 years, and then they moved up the street to a larger facility. And when they moved out, the gentleman that bought it, Arthur Brinkman, he turned this into a hardware store, like I alluded to earlier.
Right.
And the beautiful ceiling he had no interest in. He was strictly interested in the hardware store and how to keep it warm in the winter. And to keep it warm, he built a drop ceiling downstairs. So when you walked in here, you never even saw any of this.
Wow. It's
The thing of it is, this club is real enticing when you come in, and it's charming and it's great for music. But I think what keeps people coming back and people like Crack the Sky liking this place so much is the people here. It's a volunteer spirit here. It's a real esprit de corps.
I love it.
People come here for the music. It's not a bar. It's not a nightclub. We do this about 12 or 13 times a year. It's not like if you came here next Saturday, there's nothing here. So, when we do something, it's very special to everybody involved, not only the bands, but the people that come to see.
You're right. The front, the facade. I mean, it's incognito. I didn't even know this place was here, man. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I could talk all night. The first time Lee Rocker played here from the Stray Cats,
wow.
I can remember we were sitting in the green room looking out the window, and we saw his tour van go down the hill, and then we saw it come back up, and we saw it go down the hill, and we saw it come back up, and then he pulled in, and we still had gas pumps. We were still pumping Phillips 66 gas. And we hear him out here on the phone with his management. He's like, I can't find this place anywhere. All I can find is a gas station.
Well, guess what? You're at the right place.
You're there. You're there.
No, it's awesome. Listen, Dave, thank you so much for everything.
It's really my pleasure.
No, dude, no, really. We had a great time with you on the show.
When you dance with the